My name is Tickell and I am the Head Protection Category Manager. The most important way that Greenham are helping customers stay compliant is recognising that where helmet protection is required, it may not be just a helmet that is required, there may be the need for accessories to attach to that. And in terms of measuring those having been tested together, we work with the trusted brands, trusted manufacturers to have certainty that these products, when all connected together, will actually work and give that compliance and therefore build on that trust. So we are confident that if someone buys into a system, then that system is fully compliant. Further range extension into head protection is what we call specialist. That starts at a basic level with helmets that are suitable and certified for working at height. There's some great new products on the market now that are what's called dual certified, which can either be used for working for height or at ground level. And then in certain specialist application areas, so that could include welding, arc flash protection, in terms of working with electrical hazard environments, and also high heat environments, which we call Vulcan or vulcanized helmets. Greenham can help customers get the best value for money in terms of head protection by first recognising that actually for much of our products, the customer or end user will actually personalise or have a requirement to personalise that with their own corporate logoing and any messaging that they wish to add on as a sub-message. We need to have confidence in that product because the customer is putting their name also then on that product. So by association, we absolutely need to give that element of trust. We can do personalised logos both for the hard hats and also we can embroider heat seal for the bump caps as well, and gives a sense of belonging and a corporate identity on those products. In terms of value for money, again, a risk assessment will determine what type of product will be required, be it working at height or if there's exposure to arc flash risk, or whether it's just working in a light industrial area. And they don't actually need a full hard hat, it might be just a bump cap. What's important to recognise in terms of ranging is that helmets have developed over time, particularly in and around comfort, and also in terms of the size of the peak. So once upon a time it would be one size peak and it would be quite large. Clearly visibility, really important, especially on any construction site, to have all-round visibility. So over time, peaks have reduced almost to the point where what we call micro peak. And that is definitely a function of helmets that are working at height. You should and couldn't and mustn't have a peak because you need that upward visibility. And in terms of value for money, it's then talking with the customer to say, is ear protection further required, which can then be attached to the helmet? Is there some work going on where there needs to be face protection against low, medium energy impact, in which case you need brow guard carrier, visor. You might want a sort of a sweat absorbing headband if they're working in a very difficult area. So all of these things we can give choice on, all of these things work together for compliance and will ultimately lead to the wearer being comfortable wearing those products, and that really is then the best form of value for money. Well-being is essential to Greenham at the moment. We intend to take this and drive it forward. Again, historically, products being passed to a standard and being compliant. In terms of well-being, this is more the long-term care of the individual, with these products being worn over time. In terms of helmets and the way they sit on the head, it's with a cradle, which can be quite basic and then can be quite sophisticated. What's important to understand with potential impact injuries with helmets is it's not so much from the top down, but is more often than not from the side. And with a side impact, what that is actually doing, particularly to the neck and the top of the spine, is there's a twist motion. There's a great technology which is starting to appear now, which we have partnered up with the supplier on this, and it's come from a different industry. It's extreme sports industry, and this is good as well because you're getting crossover of ideas and levels of protection. And what it is a system that basically will, on the side impact, when you start to get that twist force, it will absorb some of that twist force and mitigate that twist passing through into the neck, into the body. This new technology is called MIPS, and this is now very much part of our well-being, and we're going to drive and take this forward into the market. In terms of top tips, there's a couple I would advise. The first is that in the risk assessment, if it identifies the fact that there'll be further risks other than a head impact in terms of accessories, don't neglect the accessories because they need to work together, they need to be compatible, so do think about that. Also, there's some great newer products coming on the market where some of these are even integrated, particularly with visors. And that's really good development in this area. The second tip is that these products, for them to work, they need to be in tip-top condition. So I really would recommend that they do need care looking after. And if on a visual inspection it looks like there has been some form of damage, which may have happened when they were thrown in the back of the van or something, absolutely change that helmet.